Well, last year, an estimated 4 million babies were born in the U.S., and right here in New Mexico, 1 in 8 babies were born too early or too small. With that come life-threatening complications and high costs for families. Here with us today is Beth Urea, March of Dimes Community Director, to talk all about it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I had a blast emceeing the breakfast that we had, and this is, it's a really good cause. So, will you talk about kind of what March of Dimes does?
March of Dimes provides advocacy and education for healthcare providers and for families who are affected by premature birth. We also do research to help prevent premature birth, trying to find out why it is that 1 in 8 babies are born too early, and research for birth defects as well.
Okay, so you do a lot. You provide a lot of resources for women who are pregnant or thinking about getting pregnant, right?
Yes.
That's great. And so let's talk about the high costs of premature births for family. There's a huge difference in cost between a baby who's born on time and a baby who's born prematurely, right?
Right. An average birth costs about $5,000 to $6,000. Premature births start anywhere from $50,000 and up.
It's a huge difference.
Yes.
It's not like a little difference, it's enormous.
And it can even go into the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's crazy. So, to help March for Dimes, you guys have March for Babies, right?
Yes.
And so can you talk about that event?
Yes. March for Babies is our annual fundraiser. It's our largest fundraiser. We have walks all over the state. We just held Roswell's Walk on Saturday.
Oh, you did?
And Albuquerque's is coming up May 10th.
Okay.
And it's at Hoffmantown Church. Registration starts at 8 o'clock and the walk begins at 9.
Okay, and are you just walking around the academy?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. So is there going to be like people handing out water? Are there going to be different things
Yeah,
there?
there's activities for kids as well. It's a good family event. There's lots of family teams, there's corporate teams, a lot of companies get involved. Summit Electric Supply is our presenting sponsor this year, and they're forming a large team.
Okay.
We have teams from Kmart, national sponsors as well. And then families, a lot of families who have been affected by premature birth come out and walk and March for Babies.
And do they speak to the people who are there walking?
We do. We have our ambassador family there,
Okay.
and we have advocacy afterwards where you can get information, and family events and games for the kids. So.
Yeah, it's a great cause. My little nephew, he was born too early, and they had to stay in the hospital for a few weeks after, and the hospital costs are ridiculous. And
Yes.
so, it's great for you guys to help these people and try and help figure out why babies are born prematurely. And
Yes.
so, you guys, have you, can you give me a tip for, if I want to get pregnant and if I need pregnancy help, can you give me a tip?
Well, what we recommend is that if you're wanting to get pregnant, start taking folic acid or vitamin B9 at least 3 months before you conceive. And that has been found to reduce neural tube defects.
Good.
So.
And so can people get involved with March of Dimes?
Yes, we love to have volunteers. In fact, most of our events are volunteer driven.
Okay.
We have lots of families that help us every year, families who just like the cause. We have an in-house support specialist at Loveless NICU, and many, that has helped families with premature birth.
Oh, that's great. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
And if you want to get involved or find any more information out about March for Babies, just go to CASA.com and click on the CASA blog.